This is Dabu7. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the details of another ban that was proposed and thrown out there, quietly announced during all the inauguration hustle and bustle that was going down, and with a lot of eyes and attention on that. This affects us in the end, even though it is a move being made by the European Union. And this comes on the heels of Iran just countering, saying that they will ditch the US dollar for global deals, which some say is worse than going down to a battlefront because of what it can cause. With the threat of ditching the dollar, we've heard of this so many times before, this petrodollar, and then Saudi Arabia making all the money that they've made off of being the barons of all that for all this time. Well, when it comes to money and it comes to tracking people, there seems to be a bit of difficulty in doing so. Now, there's money laundering and there's tracking of marking bills and all this other stuff, but it's not as easy tracking someone and what they're doing with cash as it is tracking someone's credit card history, that an agent can go right online and try to look up in a database and pull anything. And they can pull up where you checked in to a store, didn't even have to buy anything. Facebook could have picked it up and you didn't even know it and checked you in or pinned you and shown you. Google could have done it and logged you and you don't even know about it. I've shown those videos on how to go in and remove that information. It's vital that people do and to shut it off. But with tracking individuals, cash, doesn't leave that exact imprint. And they try to state that basically they're going to try to weed it out in some of these countries. And also that they're going to put this ban on cash into motion throughout the European member states. And they're looking to try to implement this starting next year. And they cite things like this. In France, for example, it is illegal to make purchases of more than 1,000 euros in cash. If you guys know that, it's illegal to do that. Any cash deposits withdrawn to from a French bank account exceeding 10,000 euros within a single month must be reported to authorities. Italy banned cash payments above 1,000 euros back in 2011. And Spain has banned cash payments in excess of 2,500 euros. And the European Central Bank announced last year that it would stop the production of 500 euro notes, which will eventually be phased out altogether. Now, here in America, when it comes to using cash, what people spend to buy groceries, cash is used some 62%. Even in large purchases, over $1,000, lots of those are still made in cash. All types of different things paid for in cash here in this country that they cite and they talk about here. And they're trying to make it seem like if you use cash, and we've talked about this before here in this country, that if you're using cash to buy whatever they consider to be prepping supplies, you could be deemed a threat. Now, in terms of using nothing but cash, a recent Gallup poll showed last year that a healthy 24% of Americans still use all cash to make their purchases on everything instead of using credit cards, PayPal. You can see here, all right, it's 52% of groceries. 62% of purchases made up to $10 are made in cash. But in even a higher rate, over $100, 1 in 5 purchases are still made using physical cash. So they're trying to make it seem in these other countries that only drug dealers and warlords and people laundering money and all this other stuff are the ones using cash. You see, people, you've got to learn from what's happening across the globe, what they're doing to the countries of Europe. Invading them with the staged migrant invasion, causing chaos, taking away from the people constantly. And this is going to be another form to track anyone in Europe. And it's going to affect the flow of the dollar You can guarantee that in one way or another. So, as for when this is going to be rolled out, I'm not sure exactly, but it's been proposed and announced, and a lot of this talk came out during the inauguration. A lot of people missed it, and I just wanted to cover it and get it out there and let people know. Also, I've had others emailing me in regards to Ben Swan disappearing after talking about Pizzagate on social media. Well, Ben Swan is a guy that I know, I've met personally. He used to work right out of Cincinnati up here in my own backyard. I think he's out of Atlanta now. But that's what happens when you speak truth. They try to silence you. They will boot you off air. And he shut down his Twitter account beginning today to raise a lot of questions. But he said he was going to do this. He's making moves that he's making that I guess he feels need to happen. And he's saying, trust me on it. And all you can do is kind of take his word for it at the moment, because I don't see any other mainstream media pundits out here talking a damn word about Pizzagate or anything about it. And not just the stuff on the outside. I'm talking, he's asking why Podesta had relations with known sex offenders. Valid questions. Not diving into talking about occult or satanic stuff or raping children inside of the pizza shop or anything like that. He's asking the simple upfront questions of why did Podesta have good relations with a convicted child molester? Which is a very righteous question to ask. And what was the answer? Well, Ben, you're getting silenced. That was the answer. And it's what happens all too often out here when people speak the truth. So let it be seen. That's what he's going through. That's what I know about it. An update there. I will continue to update with more information as I come across it. And use discernment, folks. Things can change at any given moment. It's been Dabu7.